this video we're going to have a look at movement. We've already covered various aspects of movement, i.e. how stacking is enforced, the presence of enemy zones of control, and the night movement allowance for allies. So we're looking at movement as a general concept now. Your movement is dependent on what's going on in terms of weather. So you've got other weather conditions, heavy rain or storm conditions, and then you've got non-mechanised and mechanised. So they have different rates depending on these factors. Now, you can always tell a mechanised unit because it's got a yellow sort of oval around its movement allowance. Other units effectively non-mechanised. Certain units like these gun batteries over here don't have a movement capability. And they obviously can't move. Yeah, there's a basic minimum move that you can make, even if your terrain's really unfavourable. You're allowed to make a one hex move, which uses up your entire allowance, even if you couldn't actually have enough movement points to enter that hex. There are specialist types of movement along road movement, which, so long as you are in general supply and you're moving along a primary road, it only costs half a movement point for each hex entered. You've also got strategic movement, which is only available for units moving along highways. Highways are these sort of red roads here, and then it costs you 1/3 of a movement point for each hex entered. There is a caveat on that, is you can't use strategic road movement within 3 hexes of an enemy unit. That might be enemy zone of control, just have a chat. No, that's actually within 3 hexes of an enemy unit. Other things, you have artillery stuff. The standard artillery units, you can always tell they're in parenthesis. The attack factors, they've also got a range box, that red number 9 in the top left hand corner in the square box. If these actually move, they're marked as moved, so they can't be used to fire. The slight exception, mechanised artillery units, such as this one here, that can move in its normal movement phase, and it can move in its mechanised movement phase. Once it does that, it's flipped over to its move side. Another thing to remember is artillery, once it's actually being used in combat, it also gets flipped over to its move side, so it couldn't then take advantage of another movement until it's actually flipped back for made ready again.